6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Beautiful Tuesday morning. 66 degrees. Can you believe it or not? Is that right? 66 degrees. Caroline is in the studio. Caroline Baldwin, and the phone line is open so that you can ask Caroline some questions about your lawn, your garden, or everything else. The phone number is 622-9622. Good morning, Caroline.
Good morning, Larry. How are you this morning?
Pretty good.
Good.
Pretty good.
Another beautiful day out there. A little chilly, but that's it. It's October, and fall has arrived.
Did I read it right? It is 66 right now, right?
Yeah,
Sure
I think
is.
it was 63 when I left my house this morning, which was a little warmer than yesterday.
Lower 80s today.
Yeah,
So
which would be nice. At least the sun's out. Yesterday, that sun didn't come out, and that wind was blowing. It was chilly all day, and Sunday was worse.
So I had a chill on Sunday. I went to the laundromat.
Yeah,
And
you were
I met your evil twin.
My evil twin, that's scary.
Yeah, so let me tell you, I know I did off the air, but I'll tell you again on the air for the listeners. So I'm at this laundromat, okay, and there's a bathroom at the far end. I'm using the machines at the front door, as close as you could possibly be.
Yeah, you don't want to carry them back, back any further than you have to.
Well, see, I have my dog is getting old, and so I'm putting down like quilts and things so that when she leaks, so I have to clean these big things. So the big machines are in the front. Okay. So now you know why I'm in the front.
Okay.
But I got to use the restroom. So I walk to the back, and in the back they have these video games.
Right.
And from the back, there was a lady playing one of the games.
Okay.
She had your hair, your body, your posture, your clothing. I thought it was you.
That's freaky.
So I went to kind of see you and said, "Hey, you playing a game?"
Right. Yeah, you're doing some laundry, and back there resting the fin.
Dang sure I am. I said, whoa, that is not Caroline. So then I went to the restroom, and then when I came back out, I said to Robin, I said, I just saw Caroline's evil twin. And Robin laughed because she had seen your evil twin also.
As well. Yeah. That's good to see. Well, they all say that we have a twin somewhere, and
but you have an evil one.
I have an evil twin. Yeah, that's yikes. Might be time to change my style. Is that it?
God forbid she ever holds up a bank, right?
Yeah, that's it.
And then the police officer's walking past the window here, and he sees you. Hey,
that's it. No, it can't be.
That's her.
It's my evil twin.
But she's smiling. Yeah, she's smiling. Maybe she does smile.
No, that's me who does. But no, that's they all say you have a twin. Yeah, and I guess you do have an evil twin somewhere as well. If you've got a twin that.
I saw, by the way, not to change the subject, but to put it back on gardening, a large tree being removed from my neighborhood. Okay. And a large crane holding it up while the guy cut it so that it wouldn't fall on the house. Oh, gosh. I thought, holy cow, they've got to know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. Those guys who take those trees down, well, like you said, here at the Paddock Mall, when they took the palm tree down, they took it down one section at a time with a rope around it, lowered that piece down. And, when they're taking those big trees, especially in a neighborhood like yours where the houses are close together, few sheds, it's...
I was waiting in my car because you had to wait for them to be done. So when they lowered the tree top down to the ground and it was finally in a safe place, the part that they cut, I am not exaggerating, I could not put my arms around. I couldn't touch fingertip to fingertip if I put my arms around it. So you know how it must have been wider at the ground level.
Oh, most certainly.
That's huge.
That was a big tree.
It must have weighed tons.
Oh, sure.
How do they know that it's not going to pull that crane over? I guess they...
Well, the cranes are stable up, and the angles they put them is that if it gave way, I think it was more probably for not necessarily that they thought it would, but for the safety just in case. If they didn't do something and it swayed, the issue of it, possibly coming down on a structure.
Well, they had the pressure, the upward pressure on the tree. Right. As the guy was cutting it, because as soon as he was done cutting it, the crane pulled it up. Yeah.
Right. So and two for the guy cutting too.
What a dangerous job.
Folks, it is. It is one. It is a dangerous job. And
P.S. I saw a woman do what guys do all the time.
Yeah.
There was a young man, long hair, good-looking guy, no shirt on.
Right.
And one of the old ladies from my neighborhood, she went out to bring him some cookies.
Oh, of course.
And I thought, this is what guys do. This is
we don't bring cookies. This is the little old lady version of go of the wolf whistle.
That's right. Poor guy. Now the fat guy who was also helping, he didn't get any cookies. She went up to the handsome guy.
Well, you give it to the handsome guy. Maybe he'll share with his friends. Who knows? Yeah. Oh, such is life. Such is life. That's the way nature is. But no, we've got we're coming into, really a beautiful time of year.
It is. I like this time of year. Yeah.
A little chilly because we're not used to it.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
And you do got to, one thing I'll be sure is watch, if you are getting out there because it's finally cooled down and you're working out there, make sure you got your bottle of water. It may not be as hot as it was a month ago, but you still need to stay hydrated. So. Absolutely.
Are you ready for a phone call?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning.
This week, the Earth received a super shot of solar radiation.
Uh-huh.
And when I looked at the, they have a graphic type of level. This was definitely red. Have green, then there's a yellow section, and then a red section.
Okay.
And it was very high. Now, I'm just wondering, we get this kind of they call them CMEs.
Uh-huh.
When you get this kind of stuff, how does that affect our plants and trees and things?
I don't think it affects them negatively because it's activity from the solar flares. I'm taking it
yes.
Yeah, that from that. I mean, that's been happening for multiple millennia. And, our trees and plants seem to continue through it. We have certain years where we have a whole lot of solar activity, and I don't see where there's any negative or has been any negative impact. It probably may actually be beneficial that it may assist a plant in concentrating certain carbohydrates. On the science, I think you'd probably actually need maybe a botanist with some information within solar activity to know something on that, but
I also read something like that because of the radiation and everything, and then when we get clouds and rain, it converts some of this into like a airborne nitrogen,
right, like a nutritional, right.
It comes down in rain, so that's why they're saying rain is actually better than using well water and everything.
Exactly. Well, we see that every springtime when we're trying to bring our lawns and landscapes up out of the cool seasons, is that we're turning our sprinklers on, but it just doesn't green it up, and we get that first good rain, and boom, everything is nice and green, and it does have so it is a benefit.
I do know it has a significant, or can have an ultimate disastrous effect on things like radio communications and your GPS systems and other satellite communication systems.
Oh, sure, yeah. If you're a radio listener, you hear those solar flares a lot.
Prolonged shot of this solar radiation, what it could possibly do to some of the plants.
Yeah, I don't think it's negatively affects them. It's mostly electronics that have an issue.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Sonny.
Thank you for your programming, Larry, and have a good day, y'all.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Sonny.
Yeah.
All right, we have to take a break, and we'll be right back. The door open if you want to call Caroline. We got a good 45 minutes left. A nice big show. I always love this show. We'll be right back with Caroline after the break. The number to call if you want to be on the air is 622-9622.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny and increasingly windy today. There can be a shower along the coast, the high 80 to 84. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy. There can be a shower along the coast. The wind will diminish. Low 63 in a few inland spots, 72 on the coast. Tomorrow, partly sunny and breezy. There can be a passing shower, the high 81 to 85. Thursday, partly sunny. Chance of a shower, high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit, and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place.
Hi, this is Brad. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a pilot's license. This will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing service, we also offer fence row spraying. Now is the perfect time to get ahead on weed control for an overall aesthetic appearance. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene@yahoo.com. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440.
There's a car accident in this country every 5 seconds. That's why Allstate thinks it's time for an entirely different kind of car insurance, with features like accident forgiveness and a safe driving bonus. It's called Your Choice Auto, and it's only from Allstate. Are you in good hands?
You deserve better. Sign up for Your Choice Auto from Allstate. Call the McDonald Agency today at 622-2333.
Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Insurance, Northbrook, Illinois.
WWOCA,
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
WOCA.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's return to Carol Ann Baldwin in the garden with Carol Ann. Remember, your phone calls are an important part of the show, so don't wait to call. Call right now, 622-9622. It feels cool in here, even.
It is a little cool in here, but that's just
that's good.
It's
so nice,
just keeping it,
nice change, yeah.
And you figure too, this that has nothing to do with plants or anything. Everybody's got the air conditioner turned off.
Which is a good thing.
Open the windows up a little bit. We get that couple months where you don't need it at all.
Either heat or air, right?
You might turn the fans on or something, just circulate get some fresh air in the house. Right. Everything just smells nice. If you've got anything blooming that smells good, you can smell it in the house. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Just had a little something today I was thinking of is, we get folks that move here to Central Florida from up north, and they have a hard time trying to adjust to the different plantings and things like that we do, especially at this time of year, some of the plants we're putting in, but also the thought of you don't get any fall color. And that's not true. We actually do have naturally occurring trees that will give you some fall color. We're not, in Central Florida, we're not all palm trees. We're not all tropical plants. You get down south of Orlando, and that's pretty much what you've got.
Right.
But there's a couple different corridors in the state of Florida that you can, if you can manage to drive them, say on a Sunday when traffic's not bad, between I-75 between Tampa and Lake City. You get up into those more panhandly areas, some of the I-10 corridor. You will find some of the color changes, even out in the Ocala National Forest. Get off necessarily the main roads and take a drive. But you've got like the red maple and the Florida maple, sugarberry, persimmon. Wild persimmon grows around here. Those will change color. The sweet gum trees change color. Cypress trees change color. Your flowering dogwood, sassafras, sorrel tree. A lot of different plants will actually change color. We don't get as much of it as they do in other states, but we do get some. You can actually see some of the fall changes, but then we get some of the other things that come in, like the muley grass. The pink muley grass is blooming. Probably started a few weeks ago because I've had a whole bunch of people asking, do you have any muley grass? And the little bit we get in our store is sold out. I hope we get more. That's the plant you'll look at, and it's a real fine textured ornamental grass that it looks like a pink cloud just floating a couple feet off the ground is blooming, and it's a wonderful addition into a fall coloration, which is evergreen the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So just different things you can do.
We have a phone call.
Great.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yes, good morning, garden people.
Good morning.
Thank God for your show. I'm always asking questions. I don't know what I would do without your show. I'd probably be really having a terrible looking yard.
Well, I'm glad I can be of help.
Oh, yes, thank you very much. The challenge for me now is the first time of putting ryegrass down. My grass is bahia now.
Right.
It seems to just about stop growing.
Okay.
I figure in about a week I'm going to cut it. Should I cut it extra short?
No.
Then more shorter than what I usually do before I lay the rye down?
Nope. No, just cut it normal. You don't want to take any of your grass ever shorter than what you normally would. It doesn't benefit the lawn. It won't benefit the root zone. That grass blade is what protects that root zone and encourages it to have a nice deep root zone that helps it to make it through the winter and recover quickly in spring.
When you buy ryegrass, like we've got like Bahia, we got St. August. There's just one brand or one ryegrass.
Well, we go with the annual ryegrass, or some people call it winter rye, and it's what's sold locally here. Put it in your spreader and run through your yard to get a nice even coating. If you wanted to, you could come back through with either a little bit of sand or topsoil or black cow and just a little bit to run across the top of that to sort of cover that up and water it well. So do it the day before your sprinklers.
Are you saying that there's a ryegrass that's a yearly?
There's a perennial ryegrass, but I won't say it's going to do too well here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and watering now. How often should we water during the dry winter?
To get the ryegrass up, I would water it a few times. Ryegrass germinates rather quickly, especially with cool temperatures. So, like I said, put it down. Get a light coating of something across it. So do it like the day before that your sprinklers are going to come on. And that way it'll get a good watering. You might come out and hand water it, the next day. Or you can water, I guess, because you are establishing a grass. You can turn them on again. It really shouldn't take a whole lot of water to get that up and growing. And even with ryegrass, you still don't need to water probably but maybe once a week.
Yeah. Now, once the grass is established, what about fertilizing?
I wouldn't worry about fertilizing it. You'll see it's a nice bright green. It should do all right. And if you did some of the manure or anything like that, that'll be fine, because you don't want to fertilize that grass that's growing right there, that's sitting there dormant. You don't want to really be feeding that. A Malurganite, something like that, that's very mild, very easy on the lawn, would be something, because your bahia or whatever you have underneath there, if it's sitting there dormant, isn't taking anything up, or you don't want it to when we do have some warm days, that ryegrass will actually be feeding your lawn as you mow it, because as we know, every time you mow the grass and you leave the clippings, you're putting a nitrogen source down on the ground.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Would you say that the bahia grass that I have is being benefited by ryegrass over the winter?
I would say it would. Yes, the ryegrass is going to help protect that bahia, any of the lawns, from some of the cold weather we have. You can let that get just a little bit taller when if you think you're going to mow it and they're saying, oh, we're going to have cold weather the weekend. You may wait a few days. You may need to mow it twice to get it cut back without damaging it, but you can take care of that, because your rye is not something you're looking to keep forever, because as soon as our temperatures warm in spring, say April or May, you're going to see that die off.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a good winter for rye, because we're supposed to be below normal temperatures and above normal precipitation this winter. That's the winter forecast for down here.
Right, and yeah, I don't like the cold, but we're having a nice autumn has come in here in the middle of October. So if that carries us through, and to me, I don't know if that's normal. I forgot to look it up to see if these upper 50s exactly normal for our low at this time of year for this month, or if that's, but, it just was a little bit of a surprise the one night when I saw on the evening news and they were telling me it was going to be 58 degrees overnight. I went, oh, boy, that's chilly. right. Time to throw a little fuzzy on the bed.
I did the same thing.
Next week wouldn't be too early to throw the ride down, huh?
No, I wouldn't say so. No, you're right here, right at the right time. We're cooling down. And I think we're done with any hot weather, really.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You have another phone call?
Great.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Oh, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
What would your suggestion be for putting in snapdragons? When and
you can start to put those in now. If you can find them in the stores, they're coming in now. And so long as they're looking good, don't overwater them. That's the biggest thing. Trying to get the cool season plants. If we have, I think today it's supposed to go up into the 80s. It might be a little warm for them in the afternoon, but they should recover by evening when the sun starts to get off of them.
And how about in the winter when it goes down below freezing?
They're normally okay. You might want to put a frost blanket over them just to protect them a little bit, but realize frost blanket does not protect against a freeze, but they are cold. They are pretty well cold hardy. Being they're very upright, they are hard to cover, that they can break easily, so you may have to put, if you wanted to cover them, put something in, put your lawn chairs out there where you can throw your blanket, your frost blanket over top of those to help keep some warmth in.
And how about when they get very tall and then you can just cut them in half and they'll come back out, sprout out?
They should, when the flowers start to go on them, if you take the, go out there and snip the spent flowers off, the puff of flowers, they should branch out of the bottom and make some more. But most of the time they are very upright, more than bushy.
Right. I had one of those in a pot and I threw it underneath a canopy in the backyard. It was there for 2 years. I never watered or anything.
Wow.
And that thing still had the flowers on it. So it was kind of straggly looking, but
it continued to flower.
Yeah.
It was in a strange place, and you'll have things like that that they're considered an annual, and whether or not it may have vanished and reseeded itself and came back, it's hard to say on how some of those things work. Nature's a mystery.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much, and you have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Nature is a mystery.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. So the other day I went to the Cascades.
Okay.
Hadn't been there since we moved here.
Yeah.
What, 2 years or something?
Yeah, been that. Yeah.
And walked down, and everything looked the same, but the little camellia that we planted is not there anymore. So I guess they pulled it up.
Pulled the camellia out.
I don't know why.
I guess it didn't fit their scheme of things.
Yeah. It didn't seem out of place to me, but it was gone.
I guess Oh, that's too bad.
I was hoping to see this big plant,
Right,
but it wasn't there.
It's too bad that we probably should have gone and dug it up when we left and moved it over to your house or something.
Yeah.
We could have stuck it in
I
your backyard.
I wonder if they would put if I put one out here with the mall.
I don't think the mall would let you do that.
The mall wouldn't let me do that?
No, I don't think so.
Well, we're up to the bottom of the hour already. We'll take a break and be right back. If you want to call in, you are welcome to do that. Caroline is here to answer your gardening and lawn questions. The number is 622-9622, or maybe you don't have a question. Maybe you just want to say hi. I saw your evil twin at the laundromat. We'll be right back.
News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. As violence continues in the Mideast, a high-profile arrest in a West Bank raid.
The Hamas leader's name is Hassan Youssef. Israeli officials are accusing him of actively instigating and inciting terrorism. As we know, Hamas has been praising these attacks.
Fox's John Huddy in Jerusalem. One of the most recent attacks, an Israeli soldier stabbed by a Palestinian in the West Bank this morning. The attacker was shot. Whitey Bulger's longtime girlfriend making her first public appearance since 2012 to plead not guilty to a contempt charge for refusing to say whether other people helped the mobster during his 16 years on the run.
Prosecutors say they'll take the case to trial and call just one witness against her, but won't say who that will be.
Fox Radio's Colonel Scott. And housing starts climb 6.5% in September. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Meet Lawrence. He's making serious money on his own schedule driving with Uber.
With Uber, you can write your own paycheck. If you want to go out and make $20 a day, you can. If you want to go out and make $500 a day, it's up to you. You sign up and you start earning money right away. Right away, like the next day. Turn it off when you want to make money, you turn it off when you don't. It's just that simple. What are you waiting for?
Thanks, Lawrence. To start making great money with your car, sign up to drive today at drivewithuber.com. That's drivewithuber.com.
Hey, it's Flo, and this is my impression of a home inspector who needs friends.
Yeah, so these studs need to be 1/4 inch further apart, give or take 1/2 inch. It's gotta be just right, you know, like the coverage Progressive provides for your construction business. Otherwise, I'll have to shut you guys down. But if I do, maybe you could come out for Tuesday trivia. Fair warning, I'm kind of a know-it-all. You'll see what I mean at board game night. Hey, what's your number?
Commercial insurance that's perfect for your small business. Visit ProgressiveCommercial.com to learn more. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Over the past 10 years, most fire stations phased out the poles and replaced them with either stairs or the latest weapon in firefighting, the fireman's slide. Simply locking eyes with somebody makes them seem more attractive than someone who isn't looking your way. You're going to love this new type of therapy. It's bibliotherapy. Basically, a therapist recommends books to help you work through whatever issues you may have.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala, proud sponsor of Friday Night High School football on WOCA, The Source. Are you looking for a durable farm fence to keep your horses enclosed or a beautiful vinyl fence to give that finishing touch to your home? Seminole Fence has over 20 years of experience in providing quality fence products and services for farm and residential properties. Let them surround your property with a fence that provides privacy, security, and stunning appeal. Don't wait. Contact them today at 352-208-0959 for a free estimate. Seminole Fence, working hard to build fences and harder to build relationships.
Do you drink bottled water because you don't like the taste of your water or you suspect your tap water is unsafe?
Not anymore. I went to SafewayWater.com. They're offering a deal you simply can't refuse. Test drive a brand new drinking water or whole house water treatment system for 30 days. And if you like it, rental rates start at only $19 per month.
$19 per month?
That's right. This is a limited offer, so call Safeway Water at 855-999-SAFE. Safeway Water.
SafewayWater.com.
The Appleton Museum of Art has a full schedule this fall of studio art classes for all ages and abilities. Kids can enjoy after-school classes and special programming on school half-days and the first Saturday of every month. Adults can take everything from calligraphy to painting to wheel throwing. For schedules and class descriptions, visit appletonmuseum.org or call 352-291-4455. Bring your creativity to the Appleton Museum of Art, located at 4333 East Silver Springs Boulevard.
25 minutes before 10 o'clock, Carol Ann Baldwin is in the studio. This is your show to call in, and so you are invited to do that. The number is 352-622-9622. We're talking about gardens, lawns, everything associated with them.
All that fun stuff.
2 days ago, I think it was 2 or 1 day ago, was National Limerick Day.
Yes.
So can I read you one?
Sure.
I didn't write whatever I'm reading. I'm just reading. Where's the one I liked here? I like a lot of them, but here's one. My sewer was blocked by a root. I bypassed the thing with a chute. Now, sure, my trees smell, but God, they grow well, though I'm too scared to eat any fruit. I've asked you about that. Could you eat the fruit off of your
Well, I mean, they say it's okay. I just, personally, it's one of those kinds of things that you...
Here's another one. My blood plums were early this year, which brought the whole neighborhood here. With polite servitude, I got them all stewed, not the plums, the neighbors, on beer.
There you go. That sounds like mine. That sounds like mine.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them.
A whole bunch.
I mean, there's a lot of these little garden limericks.
Oh, that's cool.
People like to write limericks.
I guess so. You got to be a little poetic there. So, but no, we're talking within the changing within the seasons and things like that, and it's a good time of year to start new shrubs, get new shrubs in the ground. If you've been looking to get some in, you've got a bed started, you were just waiting to get past that hot part of the summer, go ahead and get those in now. When you take them out of the containers, make sure you work those roots out some so that they're not all wound around. I like the big I call it attitude adjustment screwdrivers. They're the great big long. You could almost use them as a pry bar. They're great big and they're sturdy. So you can get a hold of it. You got your big shrub up there in the edge of the wheelbarrow, and you can work that screwdriver down without doing a whole lot of damage to the roots. You're not actually cutting those roots. You are breaking some of them, but you're working them out some. So about 3, 4, 5 times, depending on how big your plant is, around the outer edge of that is going to encourage that shrub or tree to put out fresh roots and to encourage those roots to go out. I see too many people, where I work, a lot of the landscaping went in a hurry. It's pretty easy for one guy to go through with an auger and boop, 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 make all kinds of holes down the foundation of a home. And then the other guy comes by and pulls the pot off and dumps them in the hole, and the next one comes and stomps on them, and 5 years down the road, they still look like that same plant. Because they were not properly planted. So if you're going to go through the effort and the expense of putting in trees and shrubs, do it right, or have someone, whoever you're having, make sure they know what they're doing and that they're doing it right. Soil amendments, that really, between the university's thought and things like that, to just amend the whole is a waste of time. If you're amending the whole bed, you get a better outcome. So if you're putting in a new planting bed that is, say, 6 feet wide by 12 or 18 feet long, and you're putting in a couple yards of topsoil or garden amending soil, compost, anything like that, that's a good thing to do, because that's just going to amend that whole thing. It's going to feed that area for an extended time, and it'll feed the roots of those plants 6 months after you've planted them, because those roots have moved out from that planting hole. So, and when you're putting the plants in, make sure that you plant them no deeper than what they were grown in the pot. You don't want to bury that further down. So make sure when you dig your hole, try it in there.
Part of the mistake I made with that camellia plant.
I think it might have been, right. And so try it in your hole a couple times. You might need to throw some dirt back in there, especially if you've worked those roots out. It might be a little shallower hole that you need, the wider. So, and that's okay. If you're going to mulch these beds afterwards and mulch these shrubs, don't mulch it all the way up against the trunk. Leave it out to what the size of that pot was. If you put your mulch up and around there, that becomes your saucer, so that you're watering right there when you go out and water those every day for the first week and every other day for the next week, and getting those established. Don't worry about any fertilizer right now, especially if you're going to amend that whole bed. They're going to have plenty of food.
And you have a phone call, Carol Ann. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yes, this is Jerry Ocala.
Hey,
good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
I have in my hand a 4-inch heirloom tomato.
Okay.
How do I go from this tomato to giving the neighbors a seed?
Oh, okay. What you do is
also, how many seeds are in there?
Oh, 4-inch tomato. There's probably a good maybe 1,000 seeds.
Wow.
Or more.
That's the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, it would be. But now your germination rate may not be 100%. So you may have 1,000 seeds, and if you get 85%, you still have 850 viable seeds, which is enough tomato seeds to plant you probably the rest of your life with that. But what you'll do is you'll take and you'll scoop that pulp out of there, and put it in a glass jar and set it on the, and you can put some water in there, set it on the counter for a few days and let that sort of ferment. And then take and shake it, run fresh water, shake it, strain that off. You want to strain all that gooey stuff out of there. Don't need to, don't put it in the blender or anything like that, but shake it off of there to where that rinses off using fresh water. And then
What is that soaking in the water do? Ferment. What do you mean by ferment?
Ferment, allow it to age, allow it to begin to spoil in a way, because that's going to take that outer, the slippery outer part that will allow you to dry that seed.
I understand.
Yeah, and then once you've done that, it only takes about 3 days, and then once that's all strained off and they're clean, you're cleaning the seeds, spread them out on some paper towel to dry. And then you can store them preferably in like a paper envelope that's stuck in a glass jar in the refrigerator.
How soon can I plant them?
You could plant them right away, but your best time to start tomato seeds will be for next spring, so I'm going to say January.
I got you.
Yeah, because this time of year we're getting cool. Say again?
They would grow right away?
Yes, they would. Yes, they don't have to sit and they don't have to mature or anything like that to ripen. The tomato was ripe, and you just need to get all that pulp off of the seed itself.
Huh. How do we spread these heirlooms around with the price of tomatoes?
How do you spread them around with the price of tomatoes? You just encourage people to want to grow them, and you grow your own. Then you don't worry about it. If you've got your own seed, say your tomato cost you 99 cents. You now have enough seed there for, if you've got a few neighbors that also garden, to share with them. But again, tomato seeds, so long as you put it back in the fridge, you keep them cool, they will last for years. Your germination rate will go down every year, but you can take 10 seeds, put it in like a double sheet of moistened paper towel, put it in some saran wrap, set it on top of the fridge for a few days. After a few days, you open that paper up, and you see how many germinate. If 8 out of 10 germinate, you have 80% germination rate. If 6 out of 10 are germinating, you're starting to lose your rate. After that, I would probably throw them away and have new ones. But on your heirlooms, that's how you can do.
There's a generation degeneration?
Not on heirlooms, but it's just the age of the seed. The age of the seed just eventually begins to decline. Corn and onion seed don't save real well at all. It's just the moisture content or how well that embryo stays dormant, that it doesn't go bad. But like green beans and tomato seeds, pepper seeds, all those other seeds, they will last for years. I had green bean seed that was 5 or 6 years old that was still viable, though the germination rate was really dropping. So instead of planting 1 seed every 3 inches or 2 seed every 3 inches, I was needing to, once they came up, go back and put more back in. So that was time I needed to get new seed.
Yeah, there was a bunch of us out here trying to figure that out. And one more quick question,
sure,
not too busy, is which out of broccoli, cauliflower, greens, which is the best to grow and the fastest? What can I eat the soonest?
Probably your greens, your collards and mustard greens, turnip greens, things like that, because you can begin to harvest those as soon as you're getting leaves.
Hey, there's a lot of us out here listening to you. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I like that call.
Yeah, that was a very good call.
We are up to the break, so let's take that break, and we'll be right back.
All right.
This is WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny and increasingly windy today. There can be a shower along the coast, the high 80 to 84. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy. There can be a shower along the coast. The wind will diminish. Low 63 in a few inland spots, 72 on the coast. Tomorrow, partly sunny and breezy. There can be a passing shower, the high 81 to 85. Thursday, partly sunny. Chance of a shower, high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Attention homeowners, if your sinkhole case was denied during the past 5 years or repaired, but there was little or no money left to finish fixing your property, you may qualify to receive up to $15,000 through a sinkhole repair management program in your area. This government program is offered to owners who feel that their sinkhole claim was unfairly denied or repaired, but there was little or no money left to finish fixing their property right. For a free inspection and consultation, call Sinkhole Savvy today at 813-403-7809. 813-403-7809. That's 813-403-7809. Sinkhole Savvy.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Coming off their impressive 20-point victory over Louisville, the Florida State Seminoles travel this week up to Atlanta, Georgia to take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. This game is a 7 o'clock kickoff right here on WOCA, brought to you by Tri-Eagle Sales and Distribution, your Bud Light distributor in the Ocala area. Don't miss it. 7 p.m. kickoff right here on WOCA, The Source.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com, Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
We are The Source, WOCA, news, talk, sports, and more.
Okay, 12 minutes now before 10 o'clock. Let's get back to Carol Ann Baldwin. In the Garden with Carol Ann is the name of the show. Gosh, it went fast today. 12 minutes left. It's such an oasis for me. I mean, it's just so nice to have this conversation once a week. And
we have a good time.
Even though I'll never pick up on all of it, you know. A little bit sinks in.
If you catch a little piece here and there, you get something out of it. But no, that was such a great caller on that last call. We were talking about that on during the break, and how many seed are in a tomato plant, in one tomato.
Great observation.
That there's so many of them. And with your heirlooms you can collect your seed, and it will be the same plant year after year after year. And you don't need to save your seed. I mean, you don't need to do seed necessarily every year because it will keep if you keep it in the fridge. I know a lot of people who keep just one of those little office-sized fridge kind of thing in their shed to keep their seeds in.
Okay.
Because so it doesn't take up the whole crisper drawer in the refrigerator.
Right.
Because it is recommended to put them in a paper envelope. I would label them with the date that you harvested them, what kind they are, and if you've got your date of when you got those, that probably in about 2 or 3 years you're going to want to start over. Just so that you have a good germination rate. It's not that hard to really do. Like I said, corn doesn't keep year after year, but most of our favorite corns are all hybrid anyway, and that's not something that does keep year after year. But say you buy an envelope of seed. I buy hybrids. I like them, but I don't plant that whole package of seed. There's too many, at least for one season. So I do the same thing. I fold up that packet, I stick it in a glass jar, and I put the glass jar in the refrigerator. Make sure that the date on the seed packets actually come with a date on them.
Okay. Right.
And that was attested that they will be viable, guaranteed to have a certain germination rate till that following date. And the reason a lot of times the seed packets go off the shelf is that they need to go back to the suppliers and either be retested or they're disposed of, but usually they're retested, repackaged, and sent back out, with a new date on it, because the seed will keep so long as it's been kept cool. You don't want it to be,
I never knew that.
You don't want to stick them on the shelf in the shed.
So they can literally turn them around and put a new date on them.
Pretty much, so long as the germination rate is up there within something that they wish to guarantee. But you can find heirloom peppers, heirloom tomatoes. There's so many heirloom tomatoes, and that they're also seasonal. If you look at some of the seed catalogs that specify, especially within your tomatoes, you'll see early, mid, and late season tomatoes. So here, even in Florida, you may find, we have most of your hot weather tomatoes will be hybrids, but you can go to your early and your lates and find tomatoes that will probably go through our winter, that are ones that are further north. That would do well here November.
Right.
Because our temperatures, our nighttime temperatures are like their spring times. I know there's like an Arctic, there's ones, Arctic and some of the ones from Europe. They're not going to do well here in our spring because we get too warm. But in the fall and winter, you may end up with a nice crop. So take a look either online or order the seed catalogs, when you have the opportunity. But, there's a lot of different seed savers organizations that if you're looking for something you can't find, which you won't find a lot of them, the heirlooms locally, but you can find them. His other question too on which one, you get your cool season things, your broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, your kale, mustard, collards. Which one are you going to eat from first? It's going to be your greens, because they don't need to head up, they don't need to form a flowerette or anything like that. So you can eat them right away. You can even eat some of your greens off your broccoli, because that's edible too. Spinach, lettuces, go with your, if you can get your dark green leafies, get your bib, your arugulas, radish, some people like that. To me, that's a little bitter. But a lot of those will also give you good nutrition as well as are quick to grow. Do watch on your greens for those folks who may be on a potassium-restricted diet. Many people who are on blood thinners and things like that, you're restricted on your potassium, so you can't have a good mess of greens for lunch and dinner all the time.
Yes,
you can have it for one meal one day a week. Though you may love them, you have to be very careful, because though nutritionally they're great for you, if you're on a potassium restricted diet, they can be too much. So just pay attention to that.
That's something you need to know.
It is.
It's good to know.
It is good to know. And your doctors, if you're on those, they will tell you. And I know my brother in particular is back this summer, became a recent cardiac patient. And when he found out he wasn't, he said he'd rather have a good spinach salad, and now he's restricted. I said, yeah, but you don't have to eliminate it completely. Moderation, instead of 4 days a week, you might only get one once a week. And then you're going to skip your spinach for dinner, your other spinach, your cooked spinach. But just watch that. Just pay attention to that when you're planning your garden and planning your meal.
We've got about 5 minutes left, and
where's it go?
In about 3 minutes, when we've got 2 minutes left, I'm going to ask for people to call.
Okay.
And finish a limerick. I'm going to give you 4 lines out of 5. You don't have to there's no right or wrong answer as long as you finish it. And you will get a $20 gift certificate to Baldwin's Community Gardens and Nursery, where you can get plants. You can't use this for anything but plants. So.
But that's
which is the main thing. That's what you would want to get, right?
That's why you're going. Well, some folks try to get, because Baldwin's does carry pine straw mulch.
Oh, okay.
But that's not going to be included. And I think they also sell some garden chemicals and things like that.
I would say
But it's for your pot. It's for plants. So keep it to the plants. You're going to get that shrub you wanted. as we're coming into, like I said, fall season, good time to get them in the ground and get it established before spring, and we'll all be good.
It goes too quick. I think I was telling you during the break that when it's a nice oasis of time for me. I hope I'm not repeating it on the air. Did I say it's on the air or off the air?
It might have been on the air, but that's okay.
Because we talk politics and the controversial, debatable things, and I suppose there's debatable elements of gardening
at times.
The big one. The big one is the mod of what is it called?
The GMO. The GMO, and there's also people have the debate between organic and organic gardening and regular tradition.
There's no debate for me. You know why?
If you can eat it, it's good.
Well, because organic costs so much.
Right.
I mean, maybe it's better. I don't know.
There's, it has its benefits, has its drawbacks, but I think it's become that it's a niche. It's
how do you know? I mean, if you're in the grocery store and you get a head of lettuce for $4 from the organic section and it's $1 in the non-organic.
It's.
How do you know that the guy who stocked it didn't make a mistake and say?
Well, the packaging is usually
really?
It's going to be on there, and those who are really shopping for it, they have their reasons.
Now,
why.
have you absolutely been able to determine that they taste better, richer, anything at all?
I've never sat down and really I don't see where, especially when you're talking about, like, say, iceberg lettuce, when there's no nutritional value in a head of iceberg lettuce to begin with. Why does it matter if it's organic?
That's what I say.
Water. It makes your hamburger taste nice.
I'm going to do something. I'm going to bring in, I don't know,
we'll find some apples or
5 different things. I'll buy one of each. And we'll bring them in here, and you will it'll be a blind test.
And we'll see whether or not we can get Joe and Robin.
Anybody else can tell.
Somebody else,
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Because we can cut it into some pieces.
Apples.
Apple or pear or something, whatever we can find.
As long as it doesn't break the bank.
No, don't we? Well, like you say, one of each or something.
All right, you ready? I've got a $20 gift certificate to Baldwin's Community Gardens and Nursery.
Finish the limerick.
$20. You can get plants with this, okay?
Just finish the limerick.
Finish the limerick. There is no right answer. It just has to rhyme. Here's the limerick. I'm going to read 4 lines out of 5. You call in with the 5th line. Whatever you want it to be is fine with me. Here we go. I trimmed up my hedge, as you do, into animal shapes, like a zoo. They all looked so real. A neighbor with zeal, blank. You fill in the blank.
Dun, 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 dun.
I trimmed up my hedge, as you do, into animal shapes, like a zoo. They all looked so real. A neighbor with zeal. Okay, finish the limerick. If you finish the limerick, it doesn't matter. There is no right or wrong answer. All you need to do is finish it. It has to rhyme with ooh. So the last syllable has to rhyme with zoo and do. Okay? Da 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 do. Da 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 do. You get a $20 gift certificate. $20 for your creative thinking. You can earn money as a writer right now.
If you can rhyme with do.
Just
and zoo.
Da 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 da. So it's 8 syllables, and the last one is ooh.
There you go.
So there you go. I come up with too hard of a game here. Too hard of a game. Too hard.
All it's got to do is rhyme with zoo.
622-9622. Hello. Let's see if I can get somebody that helps out here. Go. Good morning. I'm glad you called. Do you have a last line for the limerick?
Yeah, man, and he really tried to shovel the poo.
I like it.
You got it. All right, $20. What's your first name?
Who is this?
Oh, he hung up. Well, whoever you are, you just won $20. You need to call us back, and we'll put your name on the gift certificate. It's $20 to Baldwin's Community Gardens and Nursery. It'll be waiting for you, Mr. Mystery Man.
Mystery Man, with humor.
Tried to ride on the green kangaroo was the line actually in the poem.
Oh.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Thanks, Larry.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox
News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The Democratic race for the White House is shrinking.
John Roberts confirms. Former Senator from Virginia Jim Webb will announce today at 1 o'clock he is leaving the race for the Democratic nomination. Said to be disillusioned with the Democratic Party and Republicans as well, and how the money is pulling candidates into